Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. This week is packed with fun to read. Gotta start with the DC guys because this is Doomsday Clock number 8, the one you've been waiting for. Look at the cute kitty on the cover. This is one of the biggest and best books in comics. DC has a lot of the biggest and best books in comics these days. For some reason you're not following Doomsday Clock already, don't wait for the inevitable trade paperback. Grab the first issue, jump into all this stuff because it's really, really awesome. You'll be glad you did. Can't say enough about that. Batman number 60. Speaking of can't say enough about it. If you follow our podcast, you know we talk about Tom King and Batman pretty much every week because Tom King's awesome and this book is great. Again, if for some reason you're not reading Batman, you got to jump in on this. Either just jump into the new issue, go back to number 50, go back to the Volume 1 trade paperback, whatever you want to do, but great, great stuff. Some of the best stuff in comics. Batman's teaming up with a lot of people these days. This is Batman and the Max. I love the Max. I love Sam Keith. If you don't know much about Sam Keith, if you don't know much about the Max, grab the first issue of this, grab the first trade paperback for the Max. Again, it's a real treat. You won't be disappointed. Archie meets Batman 66. I know, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. This isn't a straight DC book, but come on. Archie and Batman 66, you know I've been talking up all the great stuff that Archie's doing these days. Everybody loves some Batman 66 because it's pure West. Great stuff there. Again, grab that first issue. There's a whole bunch of different covers to these to choose from. Just can't say enough about how fun that is. Nightwing. Another Bat book. Again, another one of the best books DC does. One of my favorite side characters in the Batverse. This book has just been red hot since issue number 50. Grab Batman number 55, Nightwing number 50. A lot going on in this title. Really good stuff. And Red Hood Outlaw is your other former Bat sidekick book of the week. Everybody loves some Red Hood. And Harley Quinn is a somewhat Bat book. Rounding out your Bat stuff for the week. And some new titles to talk about. Martian Manhunter. This is issue 1 of a 12-issue miniseries. Good to see this guy back in his own title. I think he's one of the coolest and best characters of the DCU. And frankly has been kind of underrated and marginalized in this whole rebirth thing. So, like I say, it's good to see John Jones back in action. Shazam! Speaking of awesome to see him back in his own book. Yes, he's got a lot of buzz with the movie coming up. But he's also been one of the greatest characters in the history of comics, and that's not an understatement. He's been around for decades and decades. If you don't know much about Shazam and the awesomeness that is DC's Captain Marvel, grab that first issue. I mean, it's Jeff Johns. What more could you ask for? Green Lantern number 2 from Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp. Can't say enough about that creative team. Love me some Hal Jordan. Love me some Liam Sharp and Grant Morrison. Issue number 1 is sold out, so I hope you already have one in your stash, and I hope you've already read the awesomeness of the first issue. And speaking of awesomeness, Justice League with the Joker and Luthor. I've just been loving this. People say there's a little too much going on, little unruly. I personally don't think so. I think Justice League should have everybody versus everybody. It should be a monstrosity of A-list characters. And it sure has been. I mean, come on, look at that cover. Great, great book. Deathstroke and Suicide Squad Black Files are your dark side of the DCU books for the week. Curse of the Brimstone and The Unexpected are your New Age of Heroes books for the week, which have been a lot of fun. And I know people have been jumping onto them. My sales for these books have been going up and up. So, check out these two this week. Check out Terrifics. Check out all the different New Age of Heroes stuff because it's been lots and lots of fun. New stories, new characters, new ideas, great stuff. United States vs. Murder, Inc. is your Brian Michael Bendis Jinx World book of the week. A lot of this Jinx World stuff going around. He's doing much more than just the super books. If you love Bendis like everybody seems to, pick up this one, or Cover, or Scarlet, or Pearl. Cool, crime, noir, fun stuff. And The Dreaming, your Sandman Vertigo book of the week, and Border Town, It's your other Vertigo book of the week because DC does so much more than just the superhero stuff. Great week for those guys. Really good week for the Marvel guys too. Been saying it's a good time to be an X-fan. Uncanny X-Men has relaunched. The classic flagship title, as we like to say in comics, is back in action. If you are a former or current X-fan, it's time to get back into this one. That or X-Men the Exterminated to go along with the other mini that they've got rolling on. Along with the Merry X-Men Christmas special, because comics loves Christmas specials. And Shatterstar rounds out your X stuff for the week. Infinity Warps is one of the big events Marvel's got going on. The Infinity War, Infinity Countdown, all that good stuff. This one's been a mashup of some of your favorite characters. That's Power Pack with little Punisher uniforms. Makes you want to read that one. Spider-Geddon is your other big Marvel event these days. Everybody's loving Spider-Geddon because everybody loves Peter Porker, the spectacular Spider-Pig. Or maybe they like Miles Morales. I think it's about Spider-Pig. Spider-Man Deadpool. And Deadpool are your guys in red suits books for the week. And Venom is your other spider-related title. Now some of the Marvels I've been waiting to get to. Doctor Strange and the Immortal Hulk and a guy named Namor the Submariner form a team called the Defenders that you may not know about because you only know of the Netflix one. But if you're old school like me, you know that those three guys, along with the Silver Surfer, make one of the classic teams of the Marvel Universe. And Marvel's bringing them back with this Namor book and with this Immortal Hulk title. So you've got two Immortal Hulk books and a Namor and a Doctor Strange to pick up this week. If you're an old school Defenders fan like me, or if you're just an Avengers fan, here's your prelude to the next movie. I was hoping they'd give us the title on the cover of this one, but they're making us wait just a little bit. That and West Coast Avengers, along with the first issue of Winter Soldier, are your Avengers-related books for the week. Love me some Winter Soldier. I was one of those people who was saying, you know, oh, you can't bring back Bucky. But they did, and he's awesome, and now he's in his own book. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. It's also awesome. This one, along with Miss Marvel, are two books everybody should have on their list these days. And Marvel Knights continues their 20th anniversary revisit of that little bit of magic from the history of Marvel. Killmonger gets his own mini because everybody loves everything Black Panther these days. And a couple Star Wars books to talk about. This is your main Star Wars book, encouraging you guys to check out all the different stuff Marvel's doing with their Star Wars line. And it's a great opportunity to jump in because Qui-Gon Jinn #1 is the first Age of Republic books that they're going to be doing. There's this one, they're going to do Darth Maul, Count Dooku, Anakin Skywalker. I know you're kind of snickering when I talk about the prequels, but Qui-Gon's awesome. And like I say, they've been doing a great job with all this Star Wars stuff, so jump in on all that. Really great week for all the other guys, too. Love talking up some BPRD, The Devil You Know. You know, I never miss a chance to talk up Mike Mignola and his legendary awesomeness. There's this one, there's Hellboy, BPRD 1956. Oh, all kinds of Mike Mignola to go around. And LaGuardia is your Berger book from Dark Horse this week. Been talking up Karen Berger and her genius that she's brought to Dark Horse. Everybody should be on the lookout for anything that says Berger books on it. Good stuff. And Umbrella Academy. It's your other Dark Horse book for the week. I know you've all been waiting for that one. Good stuff. And a huge week for Image. Let me just say that this is the kind of week where Image is just at their best and shows you why they're one of the most unique publishers in comics. Here's Walking Dead. That one doesn't need any help. That's one of the most famous comics going these days. This is The Wicked and the Divine. Another one of their super popular, kind of more modern but long-running titles. Everybody's reading Wicked and Divine because it's awesome. Here's Gasolina and Snot Girl and Blackbird, which are some of their more modern, immediate, instant hit classics. Everybody's loving Snot Girl. Blackbird totally took off right out of the gate. because Image does stuff that is just really different and unique from what all the other publishers are doing. It's just an explosion of creative talent over there. Like Prodigy #1 from Mark Miller. There's always a first issue, gotta have it book of the week from Image. And it's not just like sales and marketing and gimmicks. It's because, you know, if you miss it, it's gone. And a lot of this stuff really turns into awesome books that you're going to want the first issue of. So I'm always encouraging you to grab those first issues, like this one, like Freeze, like Self-Made, or like Die, not to be confused with Die. Like I say, there's always a first issue, got to have an Image book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to go to the Image website, take a look at what's new this week, and find something awesome to pick up. Like I say, they just do kind of genre-busting stuff that the other publishers just don't do, and it's lots of fun. Star Trek versus the Transformers is my IDW book of the week. I just love this concept so much, not just because it's awesome, but because it takes place in the animated universe. Everybody knows there's a Transformers animated universe. You might not know there was a Star Trek animated universe that features all the original actors from the original show except for Scotty because he was holding out for some reason. But anyway, seeing all of this in comics is a lot of fun. IDW is doing a great job with all this stuff. Hack Slash versus Chaos is my Dynamite book of the week. You might not know what either one of those things is. If you don't know much about Hack Slash from Tim Seeley, if you don't know much about Chaos Comics, which was, it's even hard to explain Chaos Comics in this brief video, but if you go back to the 90s like I do, you loved Chaos Comics, and here they're getting busted out again to team up with Hack Slash, one of the cool horror, tongue-in-cheek kind of titles that rolls out. That's your Dynamite book. Dark Ark is your Aftershock book of the week. This is the one that put Aftershock on the map for me. This was the book that turned me on to all the different cool stuff that Aftershock does. A little like Image, always encouraging folks to go to the Aftershock website, check out what's new this week, and grab some of their cool titles, because it's the kind of stuff that you're just not going to see from other publishers. Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor, is your Titan book of the week, because everybody thinks it's awesome that they've got a female doctor now. Everybody's always into the new doctors. Everybody loves Doctor Who. Good stuff. And Ninja K, or Ninjak as we used to call it back in the day. That's your Valiant book of the week. I'm a little bit of a broken record today. Always encouraging people to go to the Valiant site, check out what's new this week, and pick up the Valiant book, like this one, Shadow Man, Exo. They have a whole bunch of really cool stuff. That's a bit of genre fusion, sci-fi, superhero, maybe just a twinge of horror. Love me some Valiant books. And some great all ages stuff too. I'm always encouraging you guys to check out the all ages section as well, like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Just doesn't get any more classic than Casper the Friendly Ghost. Or Sonic the Hedgehog. This is Team Sonic Racing. You love Sonic the Hedgehog. Or Star Wars Adventures from IDW. IDW is basically now kind of Marvel's all ages line. They do Spider-Man, they're going to be doing Avengers. I've been talking up Star Wars Adventures for a long time. If you're a Star Wars fan, or if you just like the all ages books, this one's really cool. Stories from all across the timeline. Really fun stuff. Lots of great books to check out, so check those shipping lists, get down to your shop, pick up something super awesome. I want to remind everybody that we're going to have St. Nick himself here in the shop December 15th from 12 to 4. We've got jolly old St. Nick getting his picture taken with all the little ones, so bring your elves down and get your pictures taken with Santa. It's totally free. We're accepting cash donations for the Milpitas Food Bank, but come on down Saturday the 15th, have some fun. I want to remind everybody that we're going to be closed between Christmas and New Year's from 12/25 Christmas Day to 1/1 New Year's Day. We'll be back open with the new comics on January 2nd. Guess that's all the news that's fit to print. Oh, also want to say that we've got all kinds of cool gift items. We put all sorts of items on sale through December, so you can pick up some big gifts, small gifts, pick up some things to throw in the Toy Drive collection cans that are all around the Bay Area. About all the news we got for you for this week. You can check us out at black-cat-comics.com, where you can hit the Shopify store for even more goodies that you won't necessarily find here in the shop. You can go to the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, check out the podcast at soundcloud.com. Just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.